How's it going, guys? We're going to give a quick deck profile of the Traptrix-Artifact-Hand deck. This is one of the most popular decks from YCS Philly. I don't think it's built exactly the same way, but I think this way is just as good. And I'll link you guys in the description to a video that I did earlier today where we were playing this deck against Lightsworn Rulers, and you guys will kind of get to see this deck in action, and you'll get to see some commentary from me playing Lightsworn Rulers against this deck. So we'll get into it with the 3 Moral Tech. It's the best artifact. It's a non-targeting destruction card. It's just got an amazing effect, and it needs to be ran in 3. 2 Bagel Attack. I think this is especially good with movement, being able to set your Moral Techs from the deck and then pop them off with Bagel Tech. It really gives you sort of a nice plus, and you get your Bagel Techs from deck. 1 Dionea. Dionea is not as amazing as Myrmelio, but I think that it's still good at 1. It's still good for a quick rank 4 play, and her special summon effect is great to be able to reuse your Nightmare Holes and even things like Bottomless and stuff like that. 3 Myrmelio. It's the best trap trick there is. You're searching all of your hole cards. It's unaffected by hole cards, so it's good in the mirror match. And then we're going to go into 3 of each of the hand. These cards have been really popular recently, and they're really busted, so we're running them at 3 for both. Also running 3 Maxi. This is great against the Madolche matchup and anything that's going to sort of flood the field in 1 turn. And with such a low monster count, having some draw power is really nice. Going along with the draw power is Pot of Duality. The deck doesn't special much on its own turn. Most of the time it's specialing on your turn with the artifacts in the hands. So Duality works really well in this deck. You're able to grab some powerful traps or a monster if you don't have any. 2 Lance, just because the low monster count means that that summon is much more important, and you need that summon to be successful with Lance. 3 Artifact Ignition. Great to pull your Moral Attacks from deck like I was saying before, and it's the MST for the deck. 1 Trap Hole. I think the Trap Hole is pretty decent. You can only use it against normal summons or flip summons, but it hits many things, and it's sort of unexpected, and it's searchable with Myrmelio, so I think it's a pretty good addition. 3 Sanctum, just because Sanctum specials from deck and it's a broken card, and if they happen to accidentally pop it, you're getting multiple pops off of that chain. 1 Bottomless, searchable and a powerful card. 2 of the Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmares. I think the card is really good. I don't think that it necessarily deserved the hype that it's gotten in the past few weeks, but it's searchable in this deck, and it's a summon interruption, sort of a summon interruption card. So we're having it 2 here. No Void Trap Holes. I think that Trap Hole Nightmare is a little better, even if just in the situation of Exciting Night. 2 Dimensional Prison, because the mirror match is very likely, and even if it's not a mirror match, it might be another deck that's teching the hands, and D-Prison's a really good answer for them. 3 Breakthrough Skill. I think that this is effectively replaced Fiendish Chain for this format, especially with the popularity of artifacts and being able to make Pleiades. 1 Compulse, 1 Call, and 1 Warning. So the last 3 are 1-ofs. I think the call is good. You can call back the Fire Hand. You'll see in the video, if you watch the live duels with this in the Lightsworn deck, Call of the Haunted actually did really well game 1, bringing back a Fire Hand. Going to the extra deck, we have Gaia Charger, just because we're playing some rank 5s with the potential of making them with the artifacts. Then Tiras, Pleiades, Volcasaurus, and Durundle. All of these really powerful rank 5s, really decent effects. Volcasaurus a lot of times can be a good push for game if you throw a Gaia Dragon on top of it. Going into the rank 4s, Ragnazero, very good card for this format. It shuts down Madolches, it hurts Bujins pretty bad. 2 101, just because you have to have the extra 101 for the 101 battle. Heartland Draco is a good game finisher. It's nice even if you're going up against the hands, you can sort of bypass them for a couple of turns. 1 Diamond Dire, just to deal with problem cards, side deck cards, things like that. Exciting Night, this deck does have a potential to lose advantage since it has such a low monster count, so Exciting Night could be really good for them. Emerald, just because the hands are really pivotal to this engine, and a lot of times you need to recycle those with Emerald if you're able to make a rank 4 play. 1 Dweller, just for going up against artifacts and hands. Dweller is amazing right now. Cowboy, another game finisher again. This deck is very grindy, so usually you're able to get them down real low. They run out of resources and you can Cowboy. And then 1 Rhapsody and Berserk. Rhapsody and Berserk is pretty decent right now. You can banish cards from your opponent's grave. You can sort of get the ice hands out of play in case you're afraid of them being able to use Emerald to bring them back. And also you can use him to beef up an Ixie monster that you have. Going to the side deck, we have 3 Skullmeisters. I had no idea what this card was up until about a week and a half ago, but it seems like it's going to be really good for this format. It's basically an effect failure for the graveyard. So it can stop the artifacts, it can stop the hands, and the really nice thing about this, in my opinion, is the fact that you can use it during either player's turn instead of just during your opponent's turn, like with Veiler. So good hand trap. Another good hand trap, Cycle Reader and DD Crow. Cycle Reader for the artifact matchup, and Bujins potentially, or even Lightsworn Rulers, like you'll see in the live duels, and DD Crow for the Madolche matchup. 2 MSTs just to have some extra back row destruction. You're not main decking any MSTs because of Ignition. 2 Ixion cores for problem cards like Felgrand, Pleiades, anything that's sort of being able to keep you from doing what you need to do is good, and especially even against things like Excite and Knight. If you don't have a back row, like if you just have Bottomless and you still don't want them to nuke the field, you can Ixion core it and they can't respond. 2 Vanity's Emptiness. Vanity's has been a good card for a long time, and I think will remain so for a long time. And 2 Debunk for the artifacts and hands, and Mermails maybe if it's still relevant, but mostly just artifacts and hands. A lot of people are keeping Debunk in their side deck. So that's it for this one. I'll give an annotation for you guys to check out the live duel, and we'll see you next time.